So I received this thing, the S7.7 Macropad from Velocifier, and I had a good long think about what to do with it because I kind of want to do more modding and stuff rather than just straight up reviews because it's more fun for me. So stuff it, full episode for Wendy. Let's call this episode 3 of the K-pop Mech series, just the small one. Last episode we did ITZY with Blackpink before that, so check those out if you're into them. And let's announce the winners for the ITZY Not Shy physical copies.
John and Warren, CEO.
And we'll be doing the same for this episode, but let's give away the 2021 season's greetings, which comes with a heap of cool stuff. Remember, one on here and one on Instagram. Details in the description. So yeah, here we have the S7.7, which is rather chunky for the keys we have. I think this was an early unit too, but this has already run and can currently still be purchased. It is pricey though, and it's kind of like a novelty item, kinda. So yeah, it is what it is. And well, it's a super simple build. There's no plate, so just PCB mount, and it screws right into the chunky aluminium piece. Here's the PCB, and interestingly, it has underglow RGB LEDs, so keep that in mind. 5-pin switch compatibility of course, which I advise to make it easier to align switches. Alrighty, let's chuck in some switches. Let's go for a mix of linear, tactile, and clicky. For the tactiles, we have Kiwis looped with Cristo MCG111. For linears, we have FFFs, triple Fs, looped with Krytox 205 grade 0. And finally, a K-box Jade for that click, although it is only a 3-pin switch, so you have to align it manually. Then chuck it in with a bunch of screws. Close it up. Couple of caps. And you're done. Easy as. Yep, pretty cool. Pretty cool. It was available in a bunch of colors and yeah, it looks pretty sweet. You can program this on QMK and VIA to do whatever. And we'll do that later because, as you would have seen in the thumbnail, we're going to dedicate this to Wendy of Red Velvet. Now let's mod this. And sorry if you find this cringe, I'm just doing what I enjoy, but hopefully the modding and stuff will still be interesting. As I've said in previous eps, I'm a Revlove because Red Velvet are the highest of top tier. And yes, don't worry, I will do a full RV keyboard in a future episode. And while I of course love them all, Yuri, Joy, Irene, it's Silgi and Wendy that sit atop for me. So I just did some real rough sanding. I probably only used like 400 grit, so still pretty smooth, a little lazy to be honest, but it's only mine. And I'm using some etch primer which will stick well to the alu and give the paint something to solidly adhere to. I'll also prime the caps, but just with a regular surface primer. Again to promote adhesion, but also so we can sand it back to get a smoother base. And yeah, I used a few GMK caps, so sorry, but as you would have seen before, these were all spare keycaps. Now to the color. We're going to keep it really simple. Wendy's designated color is blue, so blue it is. I'm using Sky Blue from Tamiya, X14, so this is the enamel variant. And I'll mix some XF2 flat white to make it lighter. Usually you can get acrylic, enamel, or lacquer based paints for airbrushing, that's put really simply. Most of the canned stuff you get from the hardware store is enamel and some acrylic, but enamel should be good. And I'm using my 0.3mm nozzle Sparmax airbrush for this. It's quite small, so it's quite easy to cover the surface. So why Wendy? Remember how I said I may have a thing for main vocalists? Well, Wendy is easily one of the best, especially within the 3rd generation groups, and I guess I kind of just gravitate to talent and skill because she really does have a belter of a voice. She's also featured in a bunch of stuff as well, OSTs. Names you probably recognize include John Legend with Written in the Stars, which is seriously an absolute banger. And even most people won't know that She featured with Ricky Martin as well, and her voice was so on point there too. Like seriously so good in her second part in that song. And I don't have time to go through everything, but she always shines with her vocals. Pre-chorus in Psycho, for example. Last Love is basically a solo release, amazing. Basically every song Red Velvet has, she's good. Alrighty, so remember that this had underglow LEDs? We got them, so let's use them. I went over to my mate Lazy Ninja's place just to cut up a small piece of acrylic. Many thanks, my friend. But yeah, the original alu piece is straight up just a 3mm thick rounded rectangular piece, so super easy to replace. We're just going to keep it simple with the name, and we'll leave the branding there as well, not from Sam. And back home, and back to the caps. The biggest difficulty I find with doing theme builds is keycaps. It's just always so difficult with the keycaps. So here's what I have. Super simple with white besides the enter key. I'm using Helvetica Rounded to mimic the GMK typeface. I don't know what they actually use, but it looks close enough. And I just copied and pasted the actual drawings from GMK for the outlines. Like I did with the Itsy board, I'm going to use waterslide decals, and since I'm airbrushing the keycaps white, I'm just using the clear sheets. Wendy is the predominant English speaker in the group because she spent a few years schooling in Canada, so she often sings in English as well. And it's always interesting hearing these idols sing in English, brings a different vibe. And I highly recommend her cover of Everybody Hurts Sometimes. Seriously, so good. So Good is a great song too. But yeah, she often gets mistaken for being Canadian, even though she was only there for a few years, and her English is perfect because apparently she was super smart as well. And it just adds to her greasiness. Greasy Wendy is best. I cut the pieces just short of the edge so it wouldn't be prone to lifting, but close enough that we don't need to blend much. It's quite easy, just put it in the water for like 30 seconds or so, depends, then slap it onto the keycap. For the best finish, it's important that the surface is smooth so there aren't gaps beneath the decal. And if you're actually interested in doing this, with more research you'll come across different solutions to aid this. It looks nice, and I was done at this point, but after a while I just thought it needed a bit more character, so let's add some nice clouds, which is from their Summer Magic artwork, and like the Wendy photo card I have. Again, nothing too complicated, just simple masking. And for the white outlines, I just used a chalk marker instead of airbrushing it just because it's easier. And it rubs off with water as well, so it's easier to fix mistakes, but don't worry, it all gets clear coated again in the end. And here it is, my very own Wendy Clean Air for All macro pad. So I haven't explained this yet, but at the end of 2019 she had a pretty severe stage accident, which was terrible, almost career ending, and she wasn't seen for months and months until her first appearance for an environmental campaign with her fellow members. And being the predominant English speaker again in the group, she delivered the line, "Clean air for all." Then it kind of became a meme on some Mech Discord servers I'm on, only just between a few people, so big shout outs to Godream, Feckles, Quinn, and also Nug, Soz if I missed you. So that's why we have these caps, clean air for all. And through VIA, I made it do exactly that.
Clean air for all.
And I'm super happy how this turned out. A pretty simple project, but in the upcoming episodes you'll see more advanced airbrushing and stuff, but I love the light blue with white caps, and the clouds don't actually look too bad, makes it cuter. And the finish was pretty much perfect, matte with slight texture to it. I didn't perfectly blend in the red velvet text, but you really got to get the light to catch the outline. But damn, the caps turned out so nice. Like, this is like the only time something I made hasn't been mad scuffed. I reckon with more time and care you can make them just perfect, but I'm really happy with these. The clean cap is slightly wonky, but the rest just looks so good. Especially from a sitting position, they actually look legit. It's only when you hold it up, like right up to your eyes, that you can see what it is. And of course, the Wendy enter key. Aesthetically, it doesn't really match, just color-wise, but I wanted to use a picture from the original video where she said it. For this one though, I didn't get it super smooth under the decals, so it is a little rougher than the rest, but she's still beautiful though. Turning it over, and we have our lovely acrylic piece. Thanks again to my friend Lazy Ninja for letting me do this on late notice. And one of the main reasons I wanted an acrylic piece is to show off the RGB LEDs. As the LEDs are quite close to the actual 3mm acrylic, they won't be super diffused when looking at it from the bottom. But if we put it on the desk, we can have that nice clean underglow. I almost forgot this too. Let's have a quick listen. And that's it. Episode 3 of the K-pop Mech series. Wasn't anything crazy, but it's some good preparation for my upcoming Twice keyboard, which I'm super excited for. And honestly, I just really love doing these sort of videos rather than standard review vids. May not be for everyone, but I hope the modding and stuff is still interesting. Same as the other episodes in the series, we'll do one giveaway here in the YouTube comments and another on Instagram. This time, just comment something nice about Wendy. Details in the description. Love you, Wendy. All the best. Next up, Twice. Stay tuned.